Good to see you. It's been obviously a weird year. We should have been doing this a year ago in the weave. But what what have you done in the last year? Obviously, you last on with the Patriots for a while. What has been the way that you've tried to keep your mind and body in football shape when you haven't really had it?
Yeah, after I was cut by the Pats back in September, I had I had a few tryouts with some teams, and just kind of been throwing with my coach down in Arizona, making sure I'm working out, staying in shape for whenever I need a call, or whenever a team calls me. Like I was down in Florida one time, and I got a call from my agent that the Colts wanted to come try me out, so I had to go fly out from there. So you just kind of got to be ready at all times.
How did this all come about? Can you kind of let us know, like, when did Coach
The pro
Tucker?
day.
Yeah, when did Coach Tucker and everybody reach out, say you want to come back and do this?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of popped into my head that they would probably invite us back, back in January. And we got a text from Scott about, a month and a half ago, just asking that if anyone wanted to come back that didn't get to do their pro day last year, they can come do it. So I definitely hopped on that as soon as I could.
Next question is from Matheus Ornelas from Timeout Brazil.
Brian, Mateus from Time Out Brazil. Congratulations for not having your pro day now. Like even it's late, but it's a great chance for you guys for like show for the NFL a little more. How you have like a full career in Michigan State in the college level, and you have all the 2020 problems of the COVID. And how do you think that the COVID was a big problem from you guys? What do you learn with all that happened last year? And how do you think that's your real chances for the NFL this year?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't help anything at all having preseason canceled, and for guys like me that go undrafted, preseason is really big for us just to be able to try and show what we can do in game situations. So not having that was definitely sucked, and then just having the whole protocol for teams having to keep you for a week before you can do a tryout, make sure you got a quarantine before a tryout. It made it a little less attractive for teams to bring guys in for tryouts. But you got to be ready at all times, like I said, and just have a positive attitude about it whenever you can.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question is from Stephen Brooks with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Brian. Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. I wanted to, you sort of just touched on it. Just when you look back, how frustrating was last year? Like, you spend so much of your life building up to try to go to the NFL. Your time comes, and then so much was out of your control. Like you talk about pro day, smaller rosters, preseason, and it's like just it was no fault of your own. Just the timing of the world sort of screwed up your natural shot with when how you were coming along. I mean, how'd you sort of come to grips with that? I guess like just the frustration, but also knowing like you had no real control of it. Like I said.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get. I mean, I obviously was upset and frustrated about it, but at a point, there's nothing you can do about it. So there's really no point in getting mad because it's just gonna, eat at you. So you just got to move on a little bit, and that's kind of what I did. I had my shot with the team and didn't get all the opportunities that I wanted with that team, but I'm trying to, hopefully make an impression on someone. Hopefully I did today, and they can bring me in.
And like you said, with that experience you got last year, just what'd you learn from that you think will help you this second time around?
Just being, knowing what NFL teams expect and being in the building with them and seeing how much of a business it is. You got to be on your toes at all time and make sure you're prepared for everything that, a coach can throw at you. And I think I've definitely learned that a bunch, being with them for the time that I was.
And then one more, if I could, really quick, just from your agent and teams, what has sort of been the dialogue throughout, these past couple of weeks, but really the last year were you getting sort of feedback of like, hey man, stay in this and you might get a real shot next year? Or was it kind of like, it's up to you and we'll see? And I mean, what was sort of that feedback from the NFL or your agent or whoever?
Yeah. I had 3 tryouts in the span of, 5 months or whatever it was after, I was released by the Patriots. So, just being, my agent was telling me to keep up with stuff. Like I said, it can happen at any time a team can call. So I just had to be ready for whatever, whenever a team called me up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. No problem.
Our next question is from Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Hey, Brian, I was wondering before today, or when did you get back in town? To East Lansing or Lansing?
Monday afternoon.
When was the last time you'd been here before Monday?
About almost exactly a year ago.
Okay.
I flew up to Michigan, and then like 2 days later last year, they canceled it because of COVID. So
How weird is it being back in the building today with all that's changed in a year? Mark leaves, you got a new staff, you don't get a pro day, and you've been through the NFL experience a little bit, and now you're kind of trying to get that second shot and doing it, a year later.
yeah, I mean, it was good to meet everyone that I've seen on TV and Twitter and Instagram for the past year, and not been able to meet. Definitely would have been up for a game if this was a real year. Last year I would have met everyone, but it was great for them to bring us back. And it was great for to meet all the coaching staff. I talked with Coach Tucker and the offensive coordinator a little bit, so it was great to meet them, and I'm definitely thankful for that opportunity.
And you touched a little bit on what you learned in the NFL in your experience. Is there anything you're looking to show today that is just a little bit different from last year?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I ran a horrible 40-yard dash at the combine last year, so I wanted to show that I still got the speed, and I think I did that pretty well. And you just show off my arm strength. I think my arm has definitely gotten stronger, and I'm able to throw the ball downfield a little better than what I could do in college.
Thanks, Brian. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question is from Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Brian, welcome back here. Talk a little bit about a phrase that you learned to live by in college, and maybe how it took on a little different meaning with COVID and everything, about best ability is availability. Talk about how that's a different kind of meaning for you now.
Yeah, just, when you were not on a team, or even when you were, you had to make sure that you were staying away from any situations that could get you COVID. And that's what I had to do when I was with the Pats. And even throughout this past 6 months, is just trying to stay away from places where I could get it, because, a team can call you up, and if you got it, then obviously you can't do a tryout, can't compete for a spot on the team. So I've been doing whatever I can, staying in shape and all that, to be available for whenever a team calls.
Just as a quick follow-up to that, how difficult was that for you to maybe, want to do something or want to go somewhere, and then have to catch yourself and go, nope, staying in the house watching some Netflix?
Yeah, it's definitely not fun, with all, friends that maybe aren't playing football, that can kind of do whatever they want. It definitely took a little bit of self-discipline, but I think I did a good job. Never had it, so I've done my part.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Our final question for Brian will go back to Chris Solari.
That actually brought up another question. Have you got vaccinated yet? And what have you heard from the NFL about things that they're saying with when to get vaccinated for the prospects and everything that goes on? Are they giving you guys advice on that?
No, I mean, I have not been vaccinated, and I have not heard anything from teams as far as, requirements for it. So I really have no clue.
Do you feel like that will make a difference maybe for guys like you who are testing the free agent market and do come in for tryouts to have that?
Yeah, I mean, it'll give teams more confidence that to bring you in, you're not going to, screw up their entire program in a matter of a few days. So I think it would definitely help. Yeah.